I'm a roofer in construction, but we were 100% residential, and we were in the snow belt there in Pennsylvania where we got a lot of snow. And I will never forget the days that, you put your bib overalls on, you put your Carhartts on, you put your gloves on, and you went out and you worked in single digits because we needed to. We had to do it because that was the only way we could make income. And for Linford, that was my twin brother. He was already married, so he had one kid, and there was just, you had to have income. So we worked, not weekends much, but we worked. It didn't matter how much snow there was out there. It didn't matter how cold it was. We worked. So when we got introduced to Conklin, that's when things really started shifting in our business. But we jumped into doing commercial. We got trained by Conklin. We started pushing it, advertising, marketing, and we closed some significant, for us at that point, they were really big projects. And what happened, that really got us out of a slump. Back then, our checkbooks, our checkbook in the business, if it was a good day, it had a couple $1,000s in it. So when we closed some of these big projects where we started seeing, significant increase in that checkbook, that's when our eyes were open. And without the Conklin company, and without the mentorship and the team aspect of it, where people helped us build our commercial roofing businesses, we would have never been able to do that because we had no idea what we were doing. We would have had no clue. So in that way, that's one specific story that I have, at the point where we had to work every day, just to make ends meet, had to go out there in that snow. I hated winter because you had to go out in the snow. You had to work. We were in construction, had to climb roofs when it was snowing. And at that point, when we could take off in the wintertime, where we could just work on equipment and take it easy and go on vacations, that was one of the biggest changes in our lifestyle. And in the business realm, it was one of the biggest difference that we've ever saw. So that got us climbing. It got us going toward the top. And, we feel blessed. We're God people. So at the end of the day, 10, 15 years down the road, we have a successful business. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong, but God blessed us. But without the Conklin company and the people within the team, there's absolutely no way we would be where we are today. So I thank God every day that, that God brought us into this company where we network with the right people, and we got where people believed in us, and we made that climb out of, just a kind of a rat race. To where, our dreams are coming true, and we're living, a good life and a good business life by God's grace and by God's help. But without people around us within Conklin and without the Conklin company, we would never be where we are today.